X-ray 1, ready and check. Roger that.
Well, folks, we teased you a little bit about a month or two ago. I just got a brand new military vehicle, a toy, United States Marine Corps ITV-LSV. This is called the Growler, okay? It's ITV-254. This is 254th of these made. It's a 2012. And this vehicle was designed to go inside the V-22 Osprey for the Marine Corps. Now, the development of this vehicle started way back in 1999. They didn't get the first ones in service until 2009. American Growler did the development here. They kind of took the M1161. They took the sizing of it. Now, this does not have any old M1161 Jeep parts to it, but the same sort of framework that they use for that to build this, but this thing has a whole lot more stuff on it and a whole lot more many toys and options, okay? Diesel engine, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. It has 4 air shocks, rear steering. I mean, you can do all sorts of high and low air shock movements with this thing. Disc brakes. I mean, it's just absolutely a vehicle and a great piece of equipment here. Again, they started putting them in service in 2009, and by 2019 they hit the service surplus market. The Marine Corps had been done with them. Really don't know what the exact story about why they wanted to switch, other than they needed to switch over to something with a little more heavier armament on it. But this was built as a light strike vehicle. Now, they made 2 of these. They made one that was called a Scout version. It was a really short one, and it was nomenclatured M1163, which had a trailer with it for pulling ammo, and then it also pulled the 120 millimeter mortar on a trailer, and it all went inside the V-22 Osprey. This one's actually a 4-seat version. And again, you can see that you've got 2 seats up front. It's automatic, and we're going to talk about that. It has a General Motors automatic transmission. It has a Chrysler 2-speed overdrive in it. It has a Navistar turbo diesel engine. I mean, this thing's got more bells and whistles than you can think of, and I'll start it up here in just a few minutes. But you also have some reverse seating in the back, and we'll show that in just a minute. But that's where 2 more soldiers could get. Up here, and as part of the demil process, you can see that these have been cut. And what belonged up here, if you saw some of the pictures, was a turret. And they mounted a Mark 19, which was a grenade launcher. They could also put an M240 coax machine gun, and they also could mount a Browning M2 50 cal up there as well. Now, let's talk about the rear hatch here. This thing has got its own onboard air compressing unit, because again, there's air shocks under it. And again, it's just really a very compact and well thought out vehicle. Complicated, yes. There's only 600 of these made. 450 of these, which was the 4-seat version, the M1161s, and then there were about 150 of the Scout versions, which is the 6.3 nomenclature. And again, you can see that these things are pretty cool. Not in temperature, but I mean just the way they were designed for guys to sit. And this one is fairly really nice shape. Now, you're probably saying, okay, Redfern, that thing looks just like it was new. Well, I have to admit, I took it down to my buddy Gabe Miles, who is my paint expert, and Gabe reshot this with a 383 Kark Gillespie substitute paint, which is basically the same, because again, you know me, I've got to have it ready to rock and roll and looking pretty all the time. And I'll orient you on some of these bells and whistles inside. Again, it's 4-wheel drive, automatic. I mean, it's just a pleasure. It's really neat to drive. So with that, that's going to be our segment on the USMC ITV-LSV M1161 Growler.
X-ray 1, ready and check. Roger that.